What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. This video will be a complete start to finish on fixing my sister's car that she wrecked just 3 weeks after getting her license. So we're going to be fixing the rear bumper in this video, and we have an aftermarket bumper cover, we have new bumper support and some brackets that may be bent too. And then we're still looking for a used trunk lid, so that's just going to have to do later, not in this video though. So this video is kind of like a how-to style video, but mainly teaching you how easy it is to do this kind of stuff yourself. So let's get started.
Alright, first step, we need to take this bumper cover off and see how much damage we actually have. And you may be wondering why we didn't report this to the insurance and let a body shop do this. One, it was a hit and run. And two, if we would have went to the insurance, her insurance would have skyrocketed because she's a teenage driver. So we're going to try to fix this ourselves and see how, and hopefully it'll go pretty good. We can do all this in one day. So let's get this off and see what we got. All right, Tyler got this side. There's only 3 screws. And then you had some clips right here. So he's doing this side now. I'll show you the screws. And it'd be way easier to take this tire off. But we got this short little screwdriver. So you take those, that's 4 screws, ain't it?
Yeah.
So take those off and that releases that side. You don't even have to take the tail light out. Take those 2 clips. And there's a few little clips underneath, and that's it. Bumper will come off real easy. All right, Tyler got the 4 screws out on this side, and I'm gonna try to get these 2 clips off. You might have to bend the clip holder down some. Then you could always just bend it back up after. Should be free. Grab that side. That's it. Look how bad this is. Might have to pull that out, connect it to a tree.
So as you can tell, the actual bumper is completely busted, and holding that on is these 2 bolts right here. So we're going to remove this plastic shield, and there's 2 screws down there, and so we're going to remove that. That way we can get better access to removing the actual bumper.
All right, Tyler's getting those 2 screws out. That'll give us real good access to those 2 bolts. But on this, we're gonna have to remove some things to put on our new bumper because it don't come like this license plate light, this tail light. We're gonna have to keep this little piece here, put that on the new bumper. But I was hoping that we could hook up something and connect to a tree to pull out, but it looks like it's busted, pushed in on the center. So we may have to just hammer out from the inside. Or don't even worry about it, just depends. Everything should line up pretty easy though. That should give us access, that's good enough. All right, Tyler's taking those 2 bolts off that hold the bumper, but good thing we bought these brackets for each side because this one is really bad. See how it's bent in? This one's okay. We could have saved it, but we got both of them. We'll change them both out. So I think we're gonna have to get a chain and hook the car up to a tree to pull it because see that bolt, we can't get a wrench on it and it's all bent in. So we're gonna pull that out, then hammer it out. But that's another reason we're doing it ourselves, because the insurance company would have just totaled this car. And it's a really nice car. All right, we're gonna hook the chain up right here. Look how you hook a chain up. Let me show you, Tyler. You don't ever do this. You hook a chain like that. And I think you picked the only tree covered in poison ivy. make sure you go real slow. Just go easy. All right, put a little tension on it. Don't pull hard.
All right.
All right, ease up. All right, there, a little bit more. Okay, stop. Just hold it right there. It's actually worked better than I thought. Tad bit more and it's probably gonna break it off. A little more. All right, stop. See, that tub is still bent in. But I think we can get to that bolt. All right, put it in park. All right, I think what we're gonna do, Tyler's making some pretty good progress straightening it out. He's got it straight enough to get a wrench on it. We're gonna loosen this, and then I'll hook this chain, just kind of slip it behind there, and that'll help so we can pull it out. So let's get a wrench, loosen it up just a little bit, just enough to get the chain hooked to it, and we'll pull it again. All right, looks like we got it on this last pull. It's all real straight. I think we can work with that. Then we'll hammer this tub out when we get back inside. All right, back up some. Take the chain off. A little more, that's good. All right, you can drive back inside, back in. All right, Tyler's transferring some of the pieces from the old bumper. Like this piece here, we need some of those screws to go back in these new clips. Here's the new one, should be for that side. And then screw that one in. We have one broken little bracket. Where did it go? We've got to transfer this. Oh, here it is. This broke off. I think we're gonna be fine. But our new bumper, I noticed, it's busted. A few of these are messed up. So that kind of sucks, I didn't notice that. So this came out really good. Those, both sides are straight. I'm gonna hammer this tub out a little bit. It's nothing structural and it's nothing to do with the bumper. The spare tire was just real tight in here. So I'm gonna hammer that out so the spare tire will fit a little better.
All right, we just got the bumper put back together. It looks great. I think we did a good job on that. We got the tub hammered out. It's not perfect, but it'll do, and I think it's good enough. And we're definitely gonna have to get a new trunk lid because it's just bent in too bad. And one of the latches on this side doesn't line up perfectly, so that we're just gonna have to get a new one. But now let's prime and paint the bumper cover. But first, let's go set up the paint tin outside. And we have a paint booth, but we wanna show you how easy it is to do at home yourself. So let's go get started on that.
So this is where we're gonna paint it at. We got a little 10 by 10 tent, I think it's 10 foot. We got this blue tarp, put that down on the bottom. Might try to find another tarp because it's kind of windy today. If we could put another tarp on one side where the wind's blowing, that'll help out. Let's get this set up, then we'll get our bumper under here and get it clean with some wax and grease remover. All right, Tyler's cleaning it with some wax and grease remover. We washed it down with some soap and then sanded it. I think we used 600 grit. We did that the other day. We wanted it to be dry for today. So we sanded it first, washed it with soap. Now we're cleaning it with this. And you should use a tack rag, but we outside, so we're gonna have stuff in it. If it's too bad, then we'll put it in our real paint booth on the final coat. But we wanna try it this way. And let me go show you the paint. So this is the paint we use. So whenever you paint plastic, you wanna use some kind of adhesion promoter. And then the next step would be to put down your sealer. And then we have a little small pint of paint that we'll mix with the reducer, and then we have the clear coat. And that'll be it.
Alright, so we let the bumper sit for a few hours in the sun, and there's zero orange peel, just a few trash that kind of flew in because it's so windy, but that's no big deal because the car has dings and scratches, so that doesn't matter. So we're going to put the bumper on, we have to hook up the tail lights and the license plate lights, and then the whole rear end should be complete.
Alright, so let's flip this over. That way we can put the tail lights in it. Alright, just got to line up all these little tabs. It's just 3 screws that hold this in. Really surprised how good our paint job came out. When we did that Lancer, we had so much orange peel, and I was doing some research and realized I had to turn up the air pressure a lot more, and it actually came out great. I was happy about that. All right, we got both reverse lights in. We got this license plate light. We're missing one. I guess it didn't survive the accident. But I went ahead and took out the tail light on this side because we got to get 2 tabs. And it's just going to be too hard to do that. So I'm going to take this one out. It's just 2 bolts that hold it in. All right, this will help us out a lot, make it a lot easier. Just have to tie these bulbs back. Mainly just need access to these 2 tabs right here. Now we can flip this over and put the other piece on. This little piece right here costs the same amount as the whole bumper. I think this just clips in. All right, this is actually the hardest part of the whole project, lining up this piece. Just have to get each little tab and press it in. It's easy to scratch up your bumper too. All right, we got this little piece in. I think it'd have been a lot easier if we'd have left the reverse lights out and then did it. It's just so many little clips and you have to line up perfect. So let's see how it fits on the car. It's not an OEM bumper, it's aftermarket, so it's gonna be a little bit different, but it should be fun. All right, bumper went on really good. Tyler's putting these little clips in. We do have a few little alignment issues. So the trunk tub is a little warped. So yeah, we got a real tight gap right here. And this is slightly angled in, so I mean, it's not perfect. They would have definitely totaled this car out, but we'd get a few more years out of it for sure. Let's finish bolting that in. We got these bolts, those clips, and we got a few screws right here. And then we'll plug our lights in. And then we have a few little things underneath. Then this project is done. All right, now I'm putting the tail lights in. Everything's working. We got one issue. This reverse light doesn't work. We got a license plate light that's working. We need to buy one more. This reverse light works. The plug comes out real easy on them, so I'm about to tie wrap those in. So putting these back on. So far this job has been pretty good. All right, that's it. Had to straighten this out. Even the license plate was all bent up. Overall, wasn't a bad job. This was an aftermarket bumper, which they don't fit perfect and you got to do some trimming and manipulating. Had to cut a tab off that was back here because it just didn't line up and it was pushing out and it was bowed out here. So it's a lot more work dealing with aftermarket bumpers, but the paint came out great. No orange peel. It matches pretty good. I mean, this is probably needs to be buffed, then it'll look new again. Only issues, I can't get this light to work. I think when it got pulled out in a wreck, maybe the plug's messed up, so I'm gonna get a new plug. Still definitely gotta get a new trunk lid. It's messed up here. Everything else lines up good. Hopefully you liked the video. If you did, give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment, or read all the comments, and make sure you follow us on Instagram. And we will see you next time.